A tree for Christmas. Winnie the Pooh. Are you ready? Let's take a look.
I saw in a book,
said Winnie the Pooh one wintry day as he sat in his cosy little house with Piglet,
that at Christmas you should have a tree in your house, covered with decorations and lights, and looking wonderful.
A tree in the house? Replied Piglet, a little confused.
But
I live in a tree.
Yes,
said Pooh.
And so do I. This will be trickier than I thought. We'd better ask Owl. A tree in a tree,
exclaimed Owl when they'd explained everything to him.
That's not right at all. I've heard of ships in bottles, but never trees in trees. Trees live in forests, and we live in trees, and that's all there is to say about it.
I suppose if it were a very small one, it might fit, ventured Piglet.
In a bottle?
Asked Pooh, who hadn't quite been paying attention. Through the door, said Piglet. Come on, let's go and hunt for one. So they said goodbye to Owl and headed out into the cold to hunt for the type of tree that might fit through a door. Too tall, too wide, too spiky. Ouch! What we need, said Pooh, is not a very grown tree, and not very much grows at Eeyore's gloomy place, so let's try there. But all they found was a gloomy-looking Eeyore and some gloomy-looking thistles. The thistles would certainly fit through a door, but didn't somehow have that Christmassy wonderfulness that they were hoping for. They had just about given up and were on their way home for a little smackerel of something when they came to a clearing, and in the middle they saw
the tree.
Not too tall, not too wide, not too spiky, and just the right size to fit through a door.
And now we must get it home,
said Pooh. He pulled, and Piglet pushed, but the little tree didn't want to be moved. It seemed quite happy where it was. By now, nearly everyone in the 100 Acre Wood had heard about the great Christmas tree hunt, and they had all gathered to help. Tigger tried to bounce it off the ground, Rabbit tried to nibble through the trunk, and Kanga spoke very firmly to the tree, saying, "That's quite enough fuss." But the tree stayed exactly where it was. Just at that moment, the first flakes of snow began to fall, and Christopher Robin came whistling through the forest. "Hello, everyone," he said brightly, and then he saw their dejected faces. "Why, what's the matter? Cheer up, it's nearly Christmas."
Exactly.
Sighed Pooh.
It's nearly Christmas, and we haven't got a tree looking all Christmassy and wonderful. We found this one, but it wants to stay here in the forest.
Oh, I see, said Christopher Robin. Well, if the tree won't come for Christmas, then we'll bring Christmas to the tree. And so it was decided, and Rabbit waved his arms a great deal and gave everyone a job. Pooh gathered pine cones, Piglet found acorns, Owl went home to fetch various candle ends. Tigger bounced high into the trees to gather mistletoe. Kanga and Roo picked bright red berries. Eeyore offered his back as a lowish stool to Christopher Robin, hung everything on their little tree. Then, very carefully, Christopher Robin lit the candles. Roo squeaked and squealed with delight. "Stand back, Roo dear," worried Kanga. The sun had just set in the 100-acre wood, and the tree looked simply wonderful. The candles flickered in the breeze and bounced lights all around the clearing.
"This little tree,"
announced Christopher Robin solemnly,
"is our Christmas tree. Pooh Bear and Piglet found it,
and everyone else helped. We must meet here every Christmas, and every year I will have grown." He glanced at little Piglet.
and others not so much, but the tree will certainly keep growing because it knew that the forest was the best place of all for it to be."
And they all cheered and wished each other a very Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoyed this book, and don't forget, Winnie the Pooh is wishing you Merry Christmas!